Pronouns, substitution and leaving out words. Ram brought some Belgium chocolates from his last trip, which were delicious. Taste one? Lucky you. Where's your boyfriend Bharat? Do you think I should phone Bharat and ask him to come and look at it? Yes, you do. Okay, I will do. But it is doubtful he will come. He will come. By the time he arrives, let me buy some books. Is there a bookshop around here? There are 2 second-hand ones at the end of the street on the right. In the dialogues, the friends have used pronouns in places of nouns, substitution, and at some places, they have left out words. Ram brought some Belgium chocolates from his last trip, which were delicious. Taste one? Substitution is used. Yes, do. Omission of words. I will do. Omission of words. By the time he arrives, let me buy some books. Pronoun is used. There are 2 second-hand ones at the end of the street on the right. Substitution is used. Definition. The words that replace nouns are called pronouns. Usage of pronoun. The pronoun is used for things without life, animals. For a young child, unless we clearly wish to refer to the sex. To refer to some statement going before. As a provisional and temporary subject before the verb to be when the subject follows. To give emphasis to the noun. To refer the weather or the time. Substitution. We can use to refer backwards or forwards. Many different words and phrases in substitution, including words such as both, either, some, do and so, and expressions such as the same and thus. Do, do so, do it, do the same to substitute for a verb and whatever accompanies it. So as a substitute in a number of ways for an adjective, an object clause, with reporting verbs and in exclamations. One and some or ones to substitute for countable nouns. Some or any where there is nothing before or after ones. Omission of the relative pronoun. The relative pronoun is generally omitted when it would be in the accusative case. Let us look at a few examples. You express yourself very imperfectly. Reflexive pronoun is used. He was the representative of the king, and as such, the representative of the king, they honored him. We scored as many goals as them, used as a subject and an object. Very soon the rabbit noticed Alice as she went hurting about and called out to her in an angry tone. Used to replace Alice in nominative and accusative case. It is easy to find fault. It used in the nominative case. Few and short were the prayers we said. Omission of relative pronoun. Here are some more examples. The camel is a beast of burden. It is used to carry goods across the desert. The man who is honest is trusted. This is the house which belongs to my uncle. What has happened is not clear. Either of these roads leads to this railway station. I will take you there one day. Reflexive pronouns: herself, himself, themselves, etc. Be careful with that knife. You might cut yourself.
Yes, Mom, I do. I'm teaching myself how to chop the vegetables so that I can help you with chopping.
The idea is good, but you are too young for that. Go and complete your assignments.
Here it is. I solved the sums all by myself.
Great job. If your daddy sees this, he would be very happy. Go and show him. He has been busied himself in the kitchen since the morning. In the dialogues, we come across many reflexive pronouns like myself, yourself, himself, themselves, and ourselves. Here are some sentences using reflexive pronouns. It will be noticed that each of these reflexive pronouns is used as object of a verb and refers to the same person or thing as that denoted by the subject of the verb. Definition: reflexive pronouns. When self is added to my, your, him, her, it, and selves, to our, your, them, then we get reflexive pronoun. When these are used for the sake of emphasis, they are called emphatic pronouns. Usage of reflexive pronoun. We use a reflexive pronoun as a direct object when the object is the same as the subject of the verb. We do not use a reflexive pronoun after verbs which describe things people usually do for themselves. As indirect object when the indirect object is the same as the subject of the verb. As the object of a preposition when the object refers to the subject of the clause. With the preposition by when, we want to show that someone did something alone and or without any help. To emphasize the person or thing we are referring to. We often put the reflexive pronoun at the end of the clause when we are using it for emphasis. Let us look at a few examples. The dog choked itself. Emphatic pronoun used for the sake of emphasis. You express yourself very imperfectly. Used as a direct object as the object is the same as the subject of the verb. They gave themselves a lot of trouble. Used as a direct object. He lived by himself in an enormous house. Used as indirect object as the indirect object is the same as the subject of the verb. Here are some more examples. I myself saw him to do it. The boys hid themselves behind the bushes. They loved themselves so much that they thought of no one else. The poor widow poisoned herself. A house divided against itself cannot stand. We seldom see ourselves as others see us. One and ones. There's my new car, green one.
I have come to purchase a brand new car. Could you please help me? Surely, I will. These two are the new arrivals in the market. You would never miss one of them, I'm sure. Which one? The red one or the blue one? The ones that are behind you. I like the green one. Show the one with a lot of space. Then you go for the red one. Wow! After looking at the red one, now I have a mind to go for that one.
In the dialogues, we come across one and ones, indefinite pronouns, to avoid unnecessary repetition. You would never miss one of them, I'm sure. Which one? The red one or the blue one? The ones that are behind you. I like the green one. Show the one with a lot of space. Then you go for the red one. Wow! After looking at the red one, now I have a mind to go for that one. Definition. The indefinite pronouns refer to persons or things in a general way, but do not refer to any person or thing in particular. Usage of one and ones. We use one singular and ones plural to avoid unnecessary repetition. We often use them after which in questions. Words like new or these specify which ones you mean. If you do not specify which ones, you should use some. As grammatical subject, as verbal object, as the complement of a preposition, as an indirect object. There is also a reflexive form of one, namely oneself. Let us see a few examples. One cannot help but grow older. In this sentence, one is used as a subject. Drunkenness makes one unreliable. Here, one is used as an object. A reputation travels with one as the complement of a preposition. That dead-end job at least gives one a chance to develop as a person. As an indirect object. One's experiences shape one's expectations. Here one is used with apostrophe. To quit smoking is like giving oneself a raise. Here one is used as a reflexive form. Here are some more examples using one and ones. One hardly knows what to do. One must use one's best efforts if one wishes to succeed. One must not praise oneself. One or other of us will be there. So, I think so, so I hear. I think it is impossible to read 2 or 3 books of different languages in one day. So I have heard, but I don't think so. Where there's a will, there's a way. In the conversation, the two girls have spoken what they believe and what they have heard. I think it is impossible to read 2 or 3 books of different languages in one day. In this sentence, Fatima believes that it is impossible. So I have heard, but I don't think so. Here Mahima had heard from others what Fatima said was true, but she does not believe so. Definition. So I hear or so I have heard just means that that's what he or she heard from others. I think so means that you believe that is the case but are not certain. Usage. So I hear is used to say that you have been told something or know it already. I think so is used to say that one believes that something is true, that a particular situation exists, that something will happen, etc. Is also used to express a positive opinion about a question one has just asked. Let us look at a few example sentences. I do not think the importance of YouTube lies in its role as a communication method, nor as a fundamentally new means of distribution of media. Do you? The speaker does not believe that something is true, but wants to know the other's opinion. I think mother will be glad to make the dress for you, and when you wear it, you will look as pretty as a rose. Here I think is used to express a positive opinion. I'm not quite sure of the information said above, but at least this is what I have heard. Something the speaker isn't sure, but she had heard others saying. Here are some more examples. There's a nasty infection going around, so I hear. What happened to Julia? I have heard it said that they met in Italy. I think they are all having fun with Arun. I think you would enjoy hearing the mockingbirds sing. Do, so, such.
Congrats! This is for you. It's such a generous gift. Thank you. It's such a great feeling to see your joy. On such a day as today, it's good that things are normal again. I can't believe it. Everything will happen, do so. Not to worry. It's very kind of you, Vedic. You have been advising me with these things. And I've done so. The credit should be given to you.
In the dialogues, we come across the phrase do so and the word such. It's such a generous gift. Thank you. Here, such is used as a relative pronoun. On such a day as today, it's good that things are normal again. Used as a relative pronoun. It's such a great feeling to see your joy, of the type that is being mentioned. Everything will happen, do so. Usage of do so to avoid repetition. Definition: do so. The phrase do so means do the thing previously mentioned. Such is used as a pronoun to introduce a noun of the type that is being mentioned. Usage of do so, such. The expressions do so, do it, and do that are often used to avoid repeating a verb and its object or complement. Only do can be followed by so, it, and that in this way. We do not use these words after other auxiliary verbs. We can use such as to introduce an example or examples of something we mention. Is followed by a comma always when we present a list. We don't use such as for comparison. Used as a pronoun of the type that is being mentioned. Just such a, exactly this type of thing. Let us look at a few examples. They want a 10% pay rise. Such is the scale of their latest demand. Here, such is used to emphasize. The standard of living was such that someone earning 15,000 a month was considered rich. Here, such is used to introduce something we had spoken of. He asked me to get out and I did so without protesting. Here, so is used to avoid repetition. Leaving out words after auxiliary verbs. Haven't you got ready yet? We are already late. I have not done as much work today as I'd like to have. It's going to be such fun. I haven't completed washing yet, but I'm going to. Don't you want to join us for lunch? Yes, I do. But Sujata had switched off the washing machine. I told her not to. Didn't I? In the dialogues, we left out certain words so as to avoid repetition. Let's look at the conversation of Hina and Shagun. I have not done as much work today as I'd like to have. Here, to have is used as an auxiliary verb. I haven't completed washing yet, but I'm going to. In this sentence, to substitutes the main verb. Yes, I do. But Sujata has switched off the washing machine. I told her not to, didn't I? Here, to do is used as the auxiliary verb for the second sentence. Definition. In a longer expression, instead of repeating two verbs, we might use an auxiliary verb on its own in the second sentence. Usage of auxiliary verbs. We leave out words in the second sentence, where two auxiliary verbs are used, where there is no auxiliary verb in the first sentence, or there is a form of the auxiliary do, where have is the auxiliary verb in the first sentence, where the verb to be is the main verb in the previous sentence, where the verb to be is the auxiliary verb in the previous sentence, where the verb to be is the main verb or the auxiliary verb within a passive in the previous sentence. Where have is the auxiliary verb, we can follow the auxiliary verb have by done. Where a modal auxiliary verb is the auxiliary verb. Let us look at a few sentences. Do you need to go shopping? Yes, I do. To do is used as the auxiliary verb. Will you see Tony tonight? I might do. Do is used for modal verb. She has never made a mistake before, but she has this time. Where have is the auxiliary verb, it has followed the auxiliary verb have by done in the second sentence. The book was delivered within a week. It would be. Where the verb to be is the main verb, we use a modal with be, which can't be left out. I now run faster than he does. Of course you do. To do is used as there is no auxiliary verb in the first sentence. Here are some more example sentences. Will you take me to the park? Of course I will. Is Cathy staying for the party? Yes, I think she is. Should we be laughing at her? I don't think we should. Would you like to go out for dinner? I would. Thank you. Will there be stars tonight? It is cloudy, so no, there won't. Should I put